Yo. Yes, sir. Yo. What's up, everybody? We back. We back for another episode. This is Scatterbrain, the Ray Bradford podcast. Of course, I am your host. I'm trying to get situated right. I am your host, Ray Bradford. I brought my bass with me today because I don't want to talk long today. This probably be a 20-minute episode. I just want to talk about some things, funk and music, man. Yeah, and I want to tell everybody they need to go watch something as well. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be long today. I want to play a little bass. Hope y'all had a good week, man. Like I always say, I hope y'all had a good mental health week. I hope y'all had a good spiritual week. I hope you had a good family week. I hope that nobody bring you no bad news. I hope you had just a lovely time this week, man, because we all do. Well, I got this saying that I say, always remember that you don't deserve nothing and nobody owe you nothing. You know, you work for everything. So I hope you worked hard to have a good time. I had an amazing week. Just flew in from New Mexico. It's so wild because I live in the South. You would think that New Mexico, being that it's just desert, would be way hotter than the South was. It felt way better this weekend out of New Mexico than it does here. I'm fresh off the plane. Well, I'm not fresh off. I'm about 5 hours off the plane, maybe 5 or 4 hours off the plane. Just finished taping House of the Dragon review. If y'all in the House of the Dragon, y'all need to go watch that. Not if you into it. You need to watch House of the Dragon. You need to go watch that. You need to check it out. You need to get into it and get involved. It is a great episode. Great series. And if you go watch Game of Thrones. But yeah, go check out my review if you're into that thing, man. And we can talk about it, man. I would love to chat it up and talk with you about it. Quick promo time. Yeah, I hope you know what that is. That is from my song called Dance Tonight featuring Just Live, or better known as Olivia Lee. And it will be played on Friday, July 19th at Fat Cat. Ooh, I was about to call it Thirsty Hippo. At Fat Cat, formerly known as the Thirsty Hippo, 309 McLeod Street, where Ray Bradford and the Sip of Funk performs and brings the funk back. That is one of the songs that will be there. Yes, sir. I hope you realize all that. You know. So let's dance tonight. I hope you come out, man. July 19th, we are partying, we funking. $15 at the door, 309 McLeod Street again. That's the address for anybody who's not from here. Or even if you're from Hattiesburg and need the address. To Fat Cat, formerly known as the Thirsty Hippo. We got Fabian McGee opening up doing some comedy. I may even do me a DJ set, man, or a playlist, either a playlist or a DJ set. So we setting the vibes before, and once we done, we gonna party after. If you want to stick around and party, doors open at 8:00. Show starts around 8:30, 9ish between there. Show shouldn't be. You shouldn't be out no longer than 10:30, 11 o'clock if everything goes into as according to plan. Again, that's $15 at the door. No advance tickets. You know, we ain't. It ain't that type of party. We just want everybody to come out and have fun. Bring your dancing shoes. I know, like, y'all like to dress up and things and of that nature, but just bring your dancing shoes, man. Ooh. I need to get my bass set up before July 19th. I don't think I'm gonna use this bass though, cause this ain't a funk bass. This is my all-purpose bass. I bought this bass when I was in college. Anybody, if you're a Patatucci fan, you know what this kind of bass is. It's a TRB. What's a version of the TRB? Maybe it don't have a diamond inlays that the normal TRB has, but I think it's a version of TRB. But I don't call it a Yamaha no more. I call it a low Yamaha because I got it tricked out. So it's like low end preamp, low end pickups with a Yamaha body. So it's a low Yamaha now. It's my bass, low Yamaha. But I don't think I'm gonna use this bass. I want to use another one that's more suited towards funk. And I don't think I recorded any of them songs that we playing with this bass. I did it with another bass. Well, two other basses. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that on July 19th, Friday, July 19th, because that's not what we calling for. That's something I want to talk about today. What does the music call for? Huh? What does the music call for? Let me cut this down real fast. Yeah, so that bass probably was super loud at the beginning, but I just cut it down now. Let's see. Yep, it's a good now. But that's what I want to talk about today. What does the music call for? And when I say that, so if I know it's a lot of musicians out there that grew up in the church. I got the headphones on today because I couldn't have the bass playing while I was recording. It would have been too much going on. So the mic would have been picking up the bass, but with the headphones, it ain't picking it up. So it's a lot of musicians, especially like church musicians, church and jazz. So, cause I come from both sides, right? Since I can remember, I've been into jazz. Even when I was in, high school jazz band. My high school jazz band didn't play like jazz, but we played some jazz stuff. So I was used to going. So I was used to doing that, and I've been used to doing that since I was young. But I also come from church, so I was used to going. So I was used to doing stuff like that too. Man, that was not clean. Ooh. Yeah, but I was used to doing stuff like that too. So I was used to doing stuff like that too. So I'm from both sides of the field. But in those fields, you get comments like, man, we play what we feel, man. I let the emotions take me, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times that is not how we should play. I'm guilty of it too. Even on my corporate gig where we playing top 40 stuff and pop music and stuff, sometimes I catch myself so like, if you know Sherman Dance, we got whatever the break is. I 9 and started doing stuff like that. Ooh, that was not in time and ain't clean. I'm not playing clean at all right now, but that's because it's the setup, man. The setup is so wild. But yeah, doing stuff like that, and the music ain't calling for it. Well, in that situation, I just lied. The music is calling. But let's say I'm playing Ain't No Mountain, because I am guilty of this. Like, we play Ain't No Mountain. Then I start doing stuff. Like, that music don't call for that. But sometimes you'll slip into doing stuff like that. It's like, the music didn't call for that, bro. You kind of out of place. You out of order. But that's come from both my sides. Jazz, because us jazz musicians, we don't like. Well, I'm not gonna call myself a jazz musician because I rarely have jazz gigs now. And I'm really rushy. So if I was on to get on a jazz gig and somebody was to ask me to play Cherokee, I'd be on my head. Or like stuff like, did I? Okay. Boy, I don't know why in my head it just, I was like, did I click that? But yeah, so I'm not a jazz musician per se, but I got a jazz degree, so I know jazz enough. But from that world, a lot of people don't like to play the same thing every night. They like to play stuff different, So sometimes they play the rhythm changes like that. If you playing 30 choruses of a rhythm change, you don't want to play all the choruses the exact same. You want to change it. Anyway, whatever you want to do. You want to do stuff like that. You want to change up. You want to be creative. And in the church where I find that parallel is the same. People like to be creative. They like to flip stuff and change it on the spot. Well, the musicians that we love don't do that. When you look at like a Calvin, Rogers, Sheree Reed, Marcus Miller, Victor Wooten, any of these names, they all, Corey Wong or Prince, they all have the ability to change whenever they want to change stuff, but they don't. They do what serves the music. And I feel today we don't do that. Like, we want the funk. Oh, we want the funk. He played that all record. This is the only two basses. He may have varied for that 5 times. What are we doing? We don't need to change it. Stay where you at. Now, can you embellish that? Yes. Flashlight. Me down to sleep. Flashlight. Neon light. Burn the world, stay there until, So he started doing a little stuff at the beginning, but to set the mood of the song is strictly that. Or we think of Chameleon. Herbert Hancock is playing this on key bass. And then Paul is just... You see what I'm saying? It's just little stuff. Boom, boom, baby, boom. Whatever it was exactly, I can't think of it right now. But those things, we are playing what serves the music, and a lot of times people feel that repetitiveness doesn't serve the music, but it absolutely does. It makes stuff even better, because especially in situations where it's only building. Like, oh man, they keep playing the same thing, but it's finna go somewhere and it's finna explode. Like a song like "All the Critics Love You in New York." And all the critics love you. All the critics love you. And it's back to it's just there. That's the only two things being played. It's the only two things being played. You can't go wrong. Stick with what you like. The great gospel music is pretty much the same, well, nowadays they make every verse, every chord, they make everything grow and grow. So they won't play the same thing. But the great music that we love and listen to, repetitiveness is what drew us in. Repetitiveness, that word is kicking my butt. Repetitiveness and great melody. Great melody is what draws us in. So I would implore all musicians to think about that. That's something that I'm now trying to implement in my own music and in my own shows. Like, hey, brothers, we all have the ability to play whatever we want to play or close to whatever we want to play, but let's not play whatever we want to play. Let's play the record and serve the vocals, serve the vibe of the song. And let's go like that. Because it just makes for a better experience to me, especially within funk music, because all of the if you want me to stay, I'll be around today. Available for you to see. I'm about to go and never do. Like playing that same thing over, it just sets a vibe, a feel. It just sets a vibe and a feel. I think that's why in today's time where all the hip hop artists and the pop artists are sampling the older records is because those vibes, they just set a vibe. Hey, oh man, for these 4 bars, they played the same thing over and over, and it's such a vibe. I never want to say kill your creativeness. Don't ever do that. But for certain music, we all need to realize we can't play what we feel. We have to serve the music. I know it's like a common trend nowadays for drummers. I've been noticing it for a while, but I've really been noticing it here lately. They're not outlining one of the phrase. So what I mean by outline, say you got, listen, the song I was just singing. I'll be available for you to see. It's a 4-bar phrase. So let's do that. 4-bar phrase. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3, 4. So that's 4 bars. 4 bars. In a 4-bar phrase, I don't need you outlining beat 1 on bar 2. So, like normally it would go 1, 2, 3, baka-doom, you crash and outline beat 1 right there. But nowadays you'll get stuff like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and Ooh, I can't even sing it and play it at the same time. My bad. Here we go. Start on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Psst. Like, why would you hit the crash on beat on bar 2? Beat 1 of bar 2. It makes no sense. Now I don't feel it the same. I don't feel it. It's like James Brown said everything on the 1. Boosie said everything is on the 1. George Clinton said everything is on the 1. Sly put everything on the 1. You know, put it on beat 1 of bar 1. Outline that. Go listen to Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. It's one record. Oh, I love to try to. I get lost every time they get to the vamp, because what you think is B1 isn't B1. You have to pay attention to the bass line. I'll put the title in right here. I'll put the title. I need to make a memory of that. I'll watch the episode. But I'll put the title here or a picture of it up. And if you listen to the bass line and how the keyboards and guitars are playing, you think where they starting the phrase at is B1, but it's where Tay-Run is outlining B1. But yeah, you know, that's what you have to follow. It's little stuff like that. But if you listen to the Funk Apostles, Tay-Run is outlining B1 every time. Pow! Or you go listen to old Prince, pow! Everybody playing the same thing. Or we want, I mean, over. Do you like what you? One, everything is going on. I'm rich in personality. It's everything is outlined to be one, and they playing the same thing. You can be creative. If you dance, music, sex, romance. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's just that those little things, man, and playing the same thing and locking your part. And another thing before I get off of here is rhythm is everything, musicians. Please hear me. Rhythm is everything. And what do I mean by that? What do you say that to say, Raymond? I think I talked about this on the last episode. So if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, in between 4 is so many inner beats, and it could be so many patterns. Say you 1, 2, 3, 4. Say the drummer. So the drummer's playing and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So there we go. We got the drummer. You got that. But it could be, you could have horns going. That. And then you could have a keyboard player. Playing. It's just so many things that could be going on. Well, whatever your part is, it needs to be locked into the subdivision beats. So everything could be locked. Rhythm is everything. So now it comes back to rhythm is everything. If you are the horn player who are going stop. Ooh, that wasn't the rhythm I played at first, but it was stop. So you got those 16 note stabs or 8 note stab, however you want to write it out, and then the triplet. It needs to be locked in. It don't need to be willy nilly. Like no. It needs to be all that and expressive. What I like to say when I'm teaching bass players, how you sing a rhythm or a part is how you're gonna play it. And it's true. I'm telling you, man, it's not a time that I've asked somebody to sing what they playing and then tell them to play it and they can hear that it didn't happen, that it wasn't true. Just that rhythm. So if you, with that rhythm alone, if you brought somebody and they was just like da 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 da, you say play it, they're gonna play. Sound like they're gonna sound lazy. Like articulation, rhythmic feel, everything's gonna sound lazy. But if you get somebody in here and you say, sing that to me, and they go, da, 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 or da, 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 long, short, it all equals. I'm telling you, man, it's everything to be that, have that much intention when you play music, man. It all matters, bro. That stuff matters. That little detail of stuff matters. It's just wild. In jazz band in high school, college, and lab band, we call it lab band, jazz lab band 1. Mr. Pinella would say, he would always tell the lead trumpet player, like, hey, the whole horn section is, if we're in a section where it's very intricate and then they're following you. If it gets to a unison part, or the trumpets and the sax have a unison part, the trumpets and the trombones, it's like they're all listening back to you, and you have to lead. So if you're being lazy and going, you're not being very detail oriented and going long, short, or how long is your short and how long is your long? Do that. If you're not doing that, the whole band is fried, because now we're not gonna sound like one accord. We're not gonna sound like one accord. Like a perfect like bass, Teen Town. Like if you're trying to play that in unison, like everybody gotta understand that it's gonna be short. Like those first couple notes is very short. So you can do bump bump or whatever, but I like to go bump bump. You know what I'm saying? Da-da. Like that in the phrase, da-da. Like that matters. We can't play stuff lazy or guessing that rhythm and like where the note goes in time. That's been the episode of Scatterbrain. I like what I just went into. I wasn't planning on going that much in detail, but I like that, and I'm gonna continue that leading up to July 19th. And then make go a little past July 19th. I may bring some people in to also help talk about that from other instrument angles, or like just from a band leader angle, how you expect people to play. Yeah, that's another episode of Scatterbrain, the Ray Bradford podcast. Like I always tell you, before I tell you whatever, go watch that House of the Dragon review, and then just go watch House of the Dragon. Have some fun. Kick back, man. You've been busy all week. Go take your load off. I'm also going to get into Dark Matters, and we're going to talk about that next week as well, because I've been seeing a lot and hearing a lot about that show, so I'm going to check it out, and we'll talk about it. Next month, not only is the show July 19th at Fat Cat, $15, 309 McLeod Street, 8 o'clock doors open, 8:30-ish, 9 o'clock, it's showtime. No advance ticket, $15 at the door. Fabian the entertainer will be opening up. DJ Raymond or Playlist Raymond will be in the building. Not only is that coming next month, Deadpool and Wolverine, we going to watch it. As a family, we going to watch it. Oh, man, this is gonna prolong. No, you know what? It ain't gonna take me long to sum this up. Ken and Friends was a instant best concert ever. The out of live streamed or televised concert, it was one of the best ever. To hear 20,000 people singing a song in unison is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope they put it up to where we can stream that again. But it's a lot of people who ripped the stream. Find it, go watch it. Ken and Friends. Kendrick Lamar is the man. He is the GOAT. He is the absolute GOAT. Brought a whole city together in unity for a day, and now it seems like for a weekend. So we'll see. Hopefully it wasn't any casualties in L.A. If it was, it wasn't around the parts he was in. That's all I want to say on that. Drake, you lost. Yeah, like I always say, find your grandmama, find your granddaddy, find your mama, find your daddy, find your auntie, find your uncle, find your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter, your boo, your bae, your lover, whatever. Hug on them. Peace out. Y'all be safe.